What's up everyone, Dylan back at it for another last month in BMW. As you can see, this is not our normal set. We have an M8 competition behind us getting a full Alpha 1 kit. We needed to get this video out. This customer needed this installed, so I guess you're just gonna have to deal with an M8 competition behind us. But let's get into all the news that happened in September of 2024 on this episode of Last Month in BMW. Now, while I'm normally against government regulations when it comes to standard features in a vehicle, South Korea actually came out with a new law that I'm in support of, stating that any vehicle 5 seats or more, manufactured, imported, or sold after December 1st, 2024 is required to have a fire extinguisher, and of course, BMW is on board with that. A few years back, my 1971 Ford Torino 500 decided it wanted to take being lit to a whole new level and caught fire, and it burned for about 7 minutes before I finally managed to track someone down with a fire extinguisher to put it out. Being an old car, it just simply fired up the next day. Poor choice of words. And now I always have a fire extinguisher in whatever vehicle I'm driving, and while BMW had to be BMW and develop their own, I highly suggest going out and get any manufacturer's car-focused fire extinguisher, either locally or online, and mount it in an easily accessible location in your vehicle. It could save your life, or at least a few $1,000s in repairs. All right, PSA over. By now, you know I'm tired of talking about EVs, and BMW must have heard, because for no other reason, they're going to be releasing a hydrogen power plant BMW. BMW has made plenty of long-term test hydrogen power plant BMWs, but they now plan to bring one to the consumer market in 2028. Now, while BMW has been toying with this idea since the 1970s, Toyota has been doing it since 2014, which is why BMW and Toyota are partnering together to not only bring successful vehicles, but to build up the charging infrastructure. Let's face it, it's an expensive endeavor, and 2 big wallets behind it are better than one. BMW hasn't stated which vehicle will be getting the hydrogen power plant treatment, but evidence and at least rumors are suggesting it to be an X5. BMW has stated that hydrogen and EVs can live in perfect harmony, so which would you rather have? Hydrogen or EV? Let me know in the comments below. Don't say internal combustion engine. So when you think of BMWs, you think of Jarrett, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys.
So when you think of BMW drivers, you think of 2 things: no blinkers and tailgating. Well, a man in Switzerland was tailgating with his diesel 5 Series and landed himself a ticket close to $128,000. Yikes. Apparently, some of the fines in Switzerland are based off your income, so the more you make, the more they take. This driver was apparently pretty well off, so the local constabulatories also made off pretty well. Slow drivers are indeed annoying, but getting a fine that's almost the cost of this car? Slightly more annoying. Slightly. Would this be a last month in BMW video without a section on recalls? Give me a break. Get it? BMW's integrated braking system has now grown to affect 1.5 million vehicles. BMW says to fix this, it will cost them a high 3-digit million amount. I guess Oliver is gonna have to take a pay cut. Nah, they'll just hire more robots. Either way, this has affected vehicles that have just been sold and vehicles that have yet to be delivered. Do you have a BMW affected by this problem? Let us know in the comments below. M cars have always had a bit of a prestige to them.
Thank God, we're the M car.
And for good reason. They're fast, powerful, and a bit on the exclusive side, and the new M4 competition sport definitely checks all those boxes with a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 0 to 62 miles per hour of just 3.4 seconds. Well, at least that's what BMW says. Outside tests have shown this could be as fast as 3.1 seconds, which makes this one of the fastest accelerating BMWs ever made. With gasoline engines being on the chopping block, if you want to pick up something like this, you might want to pick one up now, but you might want to hurry because BMW is only going to be making 1,700 of the M4 CS cars. And you need about $125,000 to do so. That's a bargain. I'll take 2. We've talked about the BMW 1 Series before. It's a small car, but now it's getting an even smaller engine. The BMW 116, no I, will be getting the B38 engine, which is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that makes a whopping 122 horsepower. It gets from 0 to 60 eventually, but you're not buying this car to race. This is going to be the car you get to putt around the city, and it's actually going to be the cheapest BMW car that BMW currently makes, with a base price of 33,000 euros, or about 35,600 US dollars. But I wouldn't worry about that conversion rate too much because this car isn't coming to the States anytime soon, if ever. I swear we didn't plan this, but the last story is about an M8, and well, here's an M8. But either way, the M8 is arguably one of the sweetest vehicles that the German manufacturer makes. However, Japan is going to have to say sayonara to the M8 because BMW announced they are making the final edition of the M8 in Japan, and they are naming it the Final Edition. Now, Japan isn't new to having special edition vehicles made for them. The Mustang Black comes to mind, which was a Japan-only Mustang made back in the day. Now, while the BMW blog didn't get into why, the M850i will have a carbon fiber interior, fancy headliner, a Bowers & Wilkins surround sound system, and the heat comfort package, which is going to include heated armrests, steering wheel, and seats. And that wraps up September of 2024, concluding this episode of Last Month in BMW. Which was your favorite story? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if you want to learn more about these stories, they are all linked in the description of this video. But as always, for more tips and tricks, product reviews, and so much more for BMWs, Minis, and Supers, make sure you subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell. Want to know what's happening first? Head on over to our website and subscribe to our newsletter. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Thanks for watching. Make sure I don't hit the $140,000 car.